Tren, the most powerful anabolic steroid, but at what cost? Open up TikTok and you'll see something appear. A 30-day Tren challenge.
The worst challenge I've ever seen. It's called the 30-day Tren challenge.
Today I'm going to be reacting to the 30-day Tren challenge.
The goal is to take Tren for 30 days and see how much progress you'll make in this time period.
The challenge is simple. Take Tren for 30 days and see how much progress you can actually make.
That is simply dumb.
And this is absolutely careless. It's stupid.
This is pathetic. No one should ever do this. This is stupid. This should not even be allowed on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
If this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll keep taking Tren and make a part 2.
If you like the video, I'll keep taking Tren. Solid logic there. That might be the most stupid sentence that I've ever heard on TikTok.
That's what's wrong with TikTok, is that they'll let these things get posted.
The challenge was done by a user named Tren. It went viral with 1.4 million views and had countless reactions from famous influencers. But as you may guess, doing this challenge got him a lot of backlash.
This is ridiculous. This little 1 minute video is what is wrong with this industry.
But I want everyone to get in their heads it's not a good idea. And it's not simple. It's not simple. You have to take Tren, which is a very dangerous drug, and inject it into your body.
So this is one of the most overtly idiotic things I've seen.
This is such a stupid fucking challenge.
And so yeah, sure, your bench went up so much. It went from 135, almost 200 pounds. That's great. What good is that if you're not healthy?
PEDs aren't something to play with, especially not Tren. With a complete desensitization to the use of steroids or anabolics, we end up with cases and challenges like these, which can have very bad consequences, much worse side effects than any of these teens realize. And there are many more cases of teens taking Tren than you may expect. It now seems as Tren became a meme or a joke on TikTok and in our gym culture, with some people basing their whole social media page on it, trying to be the next big thing online.
Like, there's guys who literally base their social media off that now. It's just like a meme of the internet, the gym culture.
But it comes at a cost, and in this case, a seriously dangerous cost. Social media companies only care about profit. This is why they only show and reward the best of the best. As I explained in more detail previously, the fitness industry either rewards people based on knowledge, looks, or entertainment, with looks being the most dominant of all three. It's a natural mechanism for us to judge people on how they look. If someone looks good based on our current culture, we think more highly of them. If someone looks bad, we think less highly of them. This is often known as the attractiveness advantage or the beauty premium, whereby attractive people are perceived as smarter, more successful, and more trustworthy. Combine both psychological biases and you start to understand why people who look the best on social media get most of the attention, and it's often the way to get there that explains why PEDs became so normalized in our society. As I explained in this video, you need 3 major factors to look optimal: genetics, work ethic, and external assistance. Genetics are self-explanatory. You either have them or you don't. Hard work is the same. But then comes external assistance, which can either be supplements or PEDs, and are a lot more common than you may think, especially with our current culture normalizing it. In 2006, a study came out, indicating that about 3 million people in the United States had taken steroids, and that about 3% of young American adults had taken them at least once in their lives. That number was about 5 to 10 times higher for people who went to the gym. Now imagine what that number would look like 17 years later in our social media age. Drug use amongst fitness influencers became a norm, especially with the massive rise of SARMs. While completely destroying the meaning of fitness in the first place, which is the act of being fit, it gave them that boost they needed to look optimal. And besides medical help, we can't ignore the use of filters, great lighting, optimized positioning, Photoshop, and every single other practice to make themselves look better than they actually are. When you keep in mind that social media only rewards excellence and that in the majority of cases you need all 3 factors to look your best, it doesn't seem unreasonable anymore to think that everybody you see online is using something. And as much as steroids were frowned upon before, they now seem more normalized and accepted than ever before.
Because I believe that there's been a complete and utter desensitization to the idea of using steroids, SARMs, and peptides. All these other terms and these other methods of achieving gains are becoming far more interesting to people.
And that is when Tren comes into the equation. See, Tren isn't like any other drug out there, and the reason it became so widely popular is simply because of how effective it is.
Guys are talking about Tren super liberally, like it's cool, it's Tren.
Because
it works really well.
So they're willing to take that risk, and they want the strongest drug because they get there faster. They don't want patience. They don't want to do it in a year. They want it yesterday. So that's another problem.
Tren is just, it got so popular as culturally.
It's just like a meme of the internet, the gym culture.
If you need to make as much progress as possible in the least amount of time, Tren is phenomenal. But it begs the question, why do people, and especially younger people, feel they need to take such a powerful drug to help them achieve a certain body? And why does it have to be fast or quick? Why do you think? Addiction to instant gratification, which comes in so many forms these days, a desire to replicate online body transformations in the same amount of time, and a desire to achieve the unrealistic standards that have been put onto us by social media. This led to its popularity increasing massively, with 30-day Tren challenges coming out, done by teenagers.
So this is one of the most overtly idiotic things I've seen.
This is such a stupid fucking challenge.
Young people making 1 or 2 month Tren transformations.
This is ridiculous. This little 1 minute video is what is wrong with this industry.
And people using Tren right as they start working out to make as much progress as possible in the least amount of time.
People are using it on their first cycles ever. Often. Idiots.
You have to take into account that making these videos may bring a lot of views in, but they come at the detriment of your health, longevity, and your mental and physical well-being. And with a demographic mostly between 10 and 19 years old, who can very easily be influenced by videos like these and potentially be tempted to do the same, there's no doubt that this can have terrible consequences.
I mean, it's such a one-sided description of Tren, it's going to make all the young people want to take it. Oh wow, it felt amazing, got so much bigger, 30 pounds of muscle, got stronger, veins, wow, why wouldn't I take it?
And I don't even think people realize the impact that these jokes and memes have on like people coming up who just see you constantly joking and talking about saying you need more of it to like be better and feel stronger and all this shit. But that's probably the most toxic thing you can put in your body.
Especially if you consider the fact that these users often avoid to mention any side effects.
What he leaves out is every single negative thing about taking Tren. This, to me, is a promotional video for taking trenbolone. I would not be surprised somebody who made a video like this was actually selling the stuff.
I also want to say that just because I did this challenge doesn't mean that I think anyone else should. I don't recommend that anyone should do this.
And so consider this. He posts all these wonderful things about Tren, gives you a one-sided story, then posts a challenge, says 30-day challenge, and then ends the video by saying, oh, don't do the challenge.
Most of the time, side effects get downplayed and benefits get exaggerated. I mean, one of the major reasons why people online may want to avoid PEDs in general is for their many negative side effects. And with Tren, this obviously isn't a joke. From causing people to have excessive Tren sweats.
I have been waking up and my bed sheets are completely drenched. And that is called the Tren sweats.
You're gonna sweat like crazy.
But I really want to reiterate the fact that you're gonna sweat like a freaking horse.
The heat of it, I don't care if I have to sweat more and bed sheets are wet. It didn't bother me, but it's certainly not good.
That's the truth. That's the freaking reality. You take Tren, you're gonna sweat. You're gonna sweat on everything. You're gonna go to the freaking restaurant and you're gonna leave your butt imprints all over the goddamn place. Your ass is gonna be marked on the freaking seat because you're sweating. You're sweating and sweating and sweating and sweating. It's because of the Tren, yo.
To the extreme psychological disturbances it can cause, turning your life into a living nightmare.
Anxiety, it makes you feel like garbage.
Like I would be out, you know, working or just out in public and I'd be like, wow, like what the hell is wrong with me? Like you just get that weird anxious feeling where
you're very anxious, you don't feel good, and you're not happy about it. It's the opposite of the feelings that you want.
And coming off, I didn't even realize it, but I was like, damn, I feel good today. Like
its list of side effects is endless.
Hair loss, acne.
Insomnia, Trensomnia. I hated it.
This medicine will make you hypersexual, and then coming off from this drug is debilitating. I have men suicidal that they can't have sex.
And if you're taking it and then you have to stop, well, that sex drive that was once increased can be the opposite and be dead.
Tren affected my mental health the worst. Irritable, angry, anxious, night sweats, horrible acne. You know, like I got the most side effects from Tren than all of these drugs.
My freaking elbows were killing me. My knees for the past 3 weeks have been destroyed. I can't do hack squats. I tried to do like 3 sets of leg press and I could barely like lift my leg and bend my knee at all without feeling excruciating pain.
Aggressive behavior. No one's gonna tell me that roid rage is not true when it comes to Tren.
Please think about all the negative side effects. Possibly not being able to have children, not being able to sleep, having anxiety, feeling like garbage, feeling like shit, not to mention the damage it does to the inside of your body, cardiovascular diseases, and so on.
It's just Tren that just makes life living hell. You know, it just makes everything gets to me on Tren. So,
but when it comes down to Tren, you're violent.
Why do you look like you're on edge? Why do you look so mad at everything? Why do you look freaking pissed? Why? It's because of Tren.
Depression, extreme anxiety, the Tren cough, insomnia, excessive sleep disturbances, and I could go on. This may explain why so many professionals refuse to take the drug. Take for example 4-time Mr. Olympia champion Chris Bumstead, who is completely against it.
What are the things that for you are like off the table with regards to this is too much, this is too risky for me?
The biggest one is like Tren. That's probably the most toxic thing you can put in your body.
Some people even reported having a complete switch in their sexuality after taking it, or even people reporting getting really weird fetishes. It's important to remember that Tren initially was made for cattle and not for humans, which kind of indicates that we shouldn't be taking it, especially not at an age where we are in full physical and psychological development.
Tren is not for humans. It's not made for humans. It's made for like animals, like cattle.
The amount of toxicity this drug has in your body will never ever be worth it, even though people report feeling on top of the world and at their best when taking it. There's still a reason why people like Chris Bumstead, who compete at the world stage of bodybuilding, refuse to take it. But what could be a solution? What could be the answer to such a problem? Our trend of social media will not change in the slightest because we are dealing with human nature. We're at the point of no coming back. We have been completely desensitized and this will keep on getting worse. But if my very limited advice could reach some people, I'd be very happy with that. If possible, never even take PEDs in the first place and focus heavily on the core fundamentals that will bring you the overwhelming majority of results, which simply includes the way you train, diet, recover, and educate yourself on the subject, and do not overthink small details like supplements that have minimal impact on your journey. Certainly don't get obsessed with fitness to the point where you feel the need to take something, but if you do decide to go down that route, do so after at least 5 to 6 years of consistent and optimal training, and do so with a lot of supervision and checkups to stay as healthy as possible.